Hi, it's Ileana, and today I am going to be talking about my recent visit to the Venusian Ark ship. So I was contacted by Janaea recently, who is an L race, descendant of the ancient builder race representative, and she wanted to show me the Venus Ark ship. So basically, she beamed me up on the Ark ship, and I got to see an Akashic Records room on the ship. And it has these beautiful memories stored on crystalline, kind of like almost metallic platforms made of crystalline technology. And when you touch one of these platforms, it's silver, it activates a holographic interface and you get to see different history, ancient history of different civilizations on planets. And this Ark ship holds the Akashic records of this known universe that we're living in right now. So memories of different species, planets, how the universe got created, how the light came into this universe. A certain amount of light came in, and it kick-started the creation of this universe. So it's based on light frequency. What's known as the Big Bang, that's not really accurate in describing how the universe is created. There's like a light that is charged with energy frequency, and the light expands and the light creates the universe. So that's what I saw on the Venusian Ark ship. It's how much light frequency is coming in, and if there's a void, and if there's no universe yet, it fills that void with the light, and it transforms an empty part of where there's nothing and transforms it into living plasma matter, into space, and it creates the universe. So that's what I saw with this energetic light coming in, creating the plasma energy, creating living space where there was none. And it was quite beautiful to see that. And then Janaea took me down to the surface of Venus, and she showed me that there was another Ark ship being excavated from the ground. There was this interesting kind of like an energetic pyramid shape above the Ark ship because it was deeply in the ground. And this energetic purple pyramid, its energy frequency was raising up this Ark ship that was made of this beautiful silver, kind of like a metallic essence. And this metallic stuff moved around. So it was not like your typical metal, but it can change shape and frequency. And the Venusians, they had blue skin. They were on the surface of Venus because they have underground cities that they've built. There was a catastrophe on Venus, and it stripped its atmosphere and made it too hot to be on the surface. Even in the dome cities, it damaged some of the dome cities. That natural catastrophe, it transformed the surface of Venus. So the Venusians went underground and built underground cities to live in. But now, with protective shielding and environmental suits, they can actually be on the surface of the planet. And they're excavating this Ark ship. But they're using a light spectrum, kind of a pyramid, energy pyramid. It had purple and blue color, and it was raising up the Ark ship from the ground because it was buried underground. And I got to see this process because they want to study this Ark ship. These different Ark ships, The Venusian ones, they have different information encoded into them. They have different type of knowledge, information, and ancient artifacts on these Ark ships. So excavating them from the ground is very important for the Venusians because they want to study the history of how the universe was created. They want to know what kind of Akashic data is on these Ark ships. What are the similarities, the differences? So for them, it's important to know their history, where we as a species come from, who created us, where have we traveled, where have we been, where we're going. So these Ark ships are very important because there's information on them about this stuff. And there's crystalline technology on the Ark ships. This Ark ship that is above Venus, above its orbit, it is, I would say, a mid-sized Ark ship. And again, that had the translucent type of silver metal as well. And it wasn't round and it wasn't square. It was kind of like triangular shaped with some circular aspects to it. And it's specifically an Akashic Records Venusian Ark ship that I was on several weeks ago that I saw. And there's nobody on it. It's not manned by anybody. It is just sometimes people who have the proper genetic coding can go on it to learn from the Akashic Records. If they're with one of their guardians, like I was with Janaea, she is one of the guardians of the L race. If I was with her, that's why I was able to get on this Ark ship, because her DNA is coded to it. And I have L race genetics as well, so it was coded to me as well. I can get on it and see it and study it. And I was very amazed by the information that I was able to see how the universe was created. There's multiple universes. Our universe is a physical experience. It's partially holographic and it's partially physical, and the two blend together. So physicality is connected to holographic components. Everything that's living is also holographic universe and physical universe interconnected together. It's not just all physical and solid, it's also holographic. Everything is living. Everything is a living environment on this planet. It's a living library on Earth of the most diverse plants, animal life species, human genetics, and that's all cataloged on that Venusian Ark ship. It is all that information of the living library that we have on Earth is stored and backed up on the Venusian Ark ship, because life is so beautiful and it's important to preserve life, preserve the plant life, the trees, the animals, the humanoid species. And the Venusians believe that this Venusian Ark ship is part Andromedan and Pleiadian, and it was brought here after the Orion Wars. After the Orion Galactic Wars were over, it was brought here for the Venusians to basically be able to catalog and study this universe. So that's the purpose of this particular Ark ship that's above Venus. And the other one is underground, being excavated. Another interesting place that I had physically been to is Neptune. Now, this planet, it has a lot of ancient builder race technologies on it and structures. I had been in one of the temples of Poseidon, and Poseidon had interactions with Zeus, and Poseidon's trident was actually hidden on Neptune, because this is a very powerful device that can create electromagnetic fields and it can create tsunamis. So Poseidon's trident is real. And it's an electrically charged staff. It's big. And the prongs on it, it could create electrical forces that can shift water, move water, cause tsunamis, cause changes in the weather patterns. It controls the air and the water. So this trident was taken off Earth because it was too powerful, and if it got into the wrong hands, it could be used for nefarious purposes, which we don't want. So it was transferred to Neptune. So it's in this safe structure that is protected by electromagnetic fields, and there's a huge portal system that goes into this temple. So I was able to see the temple, go inside it. It's underground, and this temple had these interesting large pillars with crystalline spheres on the pillars. And when you touch the crystalline sphere with your hand, you can see images of artifacts, Earth history. So I saw the trident, Neptune's trident, in this sphere when I touched it. And it showed me what the trident was and what it was used for. That it was indeed a staff. It looked like a trident with the 3 prongs that could create electrical charges to move water, to create air currents, to create electrical charges in the atmosphere of Earth, and that Poseidon was actually a real living being who worked with this trident. And Poseidon was like 12 feet tall. So he was an extraterrestrial being on this planet, and this is called the pantheon of the gods, Poseidon, Zeus. Those were real extraterrestrial beings on this planet, on Earth. And some of their tools have been transferred off planet or hidden in inner Earth with other crystalline technologies. But Poseidon's trident was taken to Neptune and put in one of the temple structures that's protecting this trident and the crystalline spheres. So those spheres act like Akashic records, I think, and they can show you artifacts, they can show you history, they can show you things from your own soul stuff to explore. So, and I got to see the trident symbol on the temple walls, because it's specifically, this temple is designed to safe house artifacts that beings like Poseidon and Zeus had used once upon a time on Earth when they were here. It was interesting to see this temple and to actually see what the trident of Poseidon does, and that it's real. That is very much real. I got to see that when I went to Neptune several years ago, and there's a lot of artifacts on Neptune from the ancient builder race and the pantheon of the gods, Zeus and Poseidon, which were extraterrestrials. They're not really gods, they're just beings with a lot of abilities, and they're tools that were able to amplify those abilities even more. Now we consider them artifacts, advanced technological artifacts. So thank you so much, and namaste.